If you like playing Notoriety, but feel like your profits are too slow, your strategy too bad and inefficient, you've come to the right place. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can pull off the perfect loud heist every time with the max amount of money in least amount of time. Every time. Alright, in Notoriety, there are two main things that determine whether or not your heist was good or bad. Those two things being time and output in money. Your goal for these two things would be to get the most amount of money in the least amount of time. How you do that depends on your strategy, that being whether you want to go for stealth or loud. It also depends on what place it is, your heist location. For example, it's two different kind of things whether you want to rob a jewelry store or a bank. The reason for that being, in a bank, you'd have to drill and do all that on the safe. In a jewelry store, you just have to crack the glass cabinets and take the jewelry. I want to show you how to do both. So, I'm going to be playing the game as I would do normally, but I'd be walking you through how exactly it is I do what I do and why I do what I do to achieve the perfect execution of both a jewelry store heist, of which I'm going to be using the map called Diamond Store, and of a bank, of which I'm going to be using the Meadowland Bank, since that's the most mainstream one. And with that, let's get into the games. Alright, as you can see, I've gone ahead and loaded up PAYDAY Notoriety on Roblox. Now, so for you to better understand how exactly I'm going to go about this and how exactly it is that you're supposed to do a good heist, or a perfect heist as I like to call it, I'm going to be playing a perfect heist at the Diamond Store in a loud tactic, and then I'm going to be explaining as I go how exactly it is I'm going to be doing this, how exactly it is that it's executed so that you can get the best amount of money in the shortest amount of time. With that said, I'm going to go right ahead into the heist. For this case, I'm going to play the heist solo with 3 bots on normal mode so I can explain as I go. But without further ado, let's start the heist. So, right off the bat, you're going to be getting into the heist, and what I would recommend for you to always do is go to the music tab and press no track. Music will just distract you. For your gear, this is my loadout. You can go ahead and you can copy it if you want. You cannot. I use profile 1. It's fine. You can whatever, right? But without further ado, I'm just gonna go ahead and get right into it. Right, so the Diamond Store is pretty simple. All you have to do is break the cabinets, take the jewelry. Right, so what I'm gonna do is, right off the bat, I'm just gonna put my mask on. I'm gonna walk up here. I'm just gonna hostage him. Yell at him. Make him take his hands up. Perfect. And I will take up every security guard. And right off the bat, I'm just gonna equip my melee and start taking this. Right off the bat, to ensure that we spend the least amount of time that we possibly can on this. Now for the bags, I'm going to gather them in this corner, so I can gather every bag, and when every cabinet is empty, I am just going to simply carry it out to the van. I have my teammates stationed where they can fight the cops. My teammates are just the AIs, which I actually recommend you just play with the AIs unless you have friends who really play the game good. But yeah, right now I'm just looting the entire thing here, so like that. In loud heist situations, hostages don't matter that much because the police will just disregard them. The only thing hostages will do is they'll get the cops to come in and try to free them when you're out carrying your bags. So hostages, I generally I don't really value them that much. I just get them to go on the ground so we don't actually shoot them, and then yeah. Also, I recommend to get a sentry and a good amount of armor. Not that good that you can't run, since that'll be important, but good enough to where you can stand like I am right now, looting and not get shot. That's like the main principle of it. So, yeah, get the bags and get everything. Just I don't want to see you leave until every single one of these cabinets are empty. Every single cabinet should be empty because this strategy is most money in the least amount of time. Now, I emptied about a quarter of the cabinets in the entire store, and only 2 minutes have gone by. We're currently under assault. I have not fired a single bullet. Also, I recommend using, as I am right now, using your melee, whether that be a knife of some sort or an axe or whatever you might have as your melee. I recommend using that for opening the cabinets,
Team Charlie.
the glass, in this case breaking the glass. The reason behind that being that there's no point to wasting bullets on these. Also, the reason I took these cabinets here, right in front of the door first, is because those are the ones where there's the highest risk of getting shot. Now, 3 minutes in, 2 minutes 50 seconds, I have emptied half the store, but I'll keep going. And as you see, my teammates and my sentry are doing wonders of fighting off these cops. Now, police won't come in from the back entrance unless you have gone out the back entrance, which is why I'm not filling a bag, carrying it out, filling a bag, carrying it out, because once I start carrying out the bags through the back entrance, police are going to start coming out through the back entrance, coming in through the back entrance. And once they do that, it becomes a little bit of a different situation. Now then, the first police assault is over, and the last wave's coming in. And I still have... Oh, I don't have a bag. Great. So, notice that I have not tied any hostages up, which is because, again, like I said, we don't need them. Only thing they're going to cause is these guys coming in, the hostage team coming in. And we don't want hostage teams since they can steal our bags if they get close to them. That's also why if you throw your bags on the ground like I do, don't keep your hostages, if you're going to keep hostages that is, don't keep your hostages anywhere near your bags because the hostage crew will take the bags. So that's definitely a thing to consider. Now, I only need these and I will have emptied the shop floor. There is a very little loot up there, and another security guard. Look, boom, empty. Make sure I don't have a bag. Okay, there is, I believe, yes, there's a security guard in this room. And the reason I'm opening this room is sometimes there's a safe in here, and that can give you cosmetics, and cosmetics are nice. Also here, there's this thing, which will give you 550. It's not much, but it's better than nothing. Now then, we're basically done looting everything. Now all we gotta do is take jewelry and then carry it out this back entrance. And I usually just carry even though police are coming. You just have to not care about the police in this situation. You just keep carrying out bags even though there are cops in the building and they're rushing and they're coming out the back entrance. The whole building's gonna just fill up with police. You just have to not care. And the hostages are going to run out and stuff, not care, because now the goal is to get the bags out the fastest we possibly can. After I'm done showing you this diamond store, I'm going to show you a bank, because bank heists are a little different, a little more tricky. They can require a little extra time. Usually, if you are aiming to just save up money, just grind and just get more money faster, these diamond store heists and jewelry store heists are the way to go. Like I also said, this video will be targeting specifically loud heists because those are generally the easiest heists to pull off while also being high pay. Even though I do sometimes like to entertain myself by trying to do stealth heists because I find them more entertaining. I still appreciate the fast pace and the easy money in a loud heist because yes, while you can die easier in a loud heist and you're firing bullets and stuff, the sheer aspect of just shooting, grabbing the money, get out is pretty easy. Flashbangs are an issue in normal loud heists, but since we're not really caring about hostages or anything like that, and since we have pretty good armor, like I said, you will need armor for this. If you don't have armor, it's gonna go south. Because, well, without armor, all you're really gonna do is you're gonna really probably die fast, because like I said, right now I am completely and genuinely disregarding the police assault, only shooting when I have to, and this means that no matter where I go, almost under an assault, I'm getting fired at constantly, which also means that I have to have armor enough to wear the armor to where I can get fired at and keep going without even recognizing that I'm getting shot at. If you can't do that with the armor you have, I suggest just trying to do a normal heist. What's going on? Oh, okay, it's my sensor. Sorry, my bad. Oh yeah, this heist is going pretty smooth so far. The phase that will take the longest is carrying bags, which is boring. To be honest, I have to be completely honest, these heist strategies aren't the most fun ones by any means. Like, they're honestly not that entertaining, but they are the most efficient if all you're looking for is more money in less time. Then this is the way to go. But if what you want is a fun experience, then I don't know exactly what to say. I mean, I do recommend this tactic for this strategy for money, but I don't recommend it that much for your entertainment. But yeah, again, we're just carrying out bags, disregarding police that aren't directly threatening to us, which means that even though we know there's technically police in the building, we're not running into the building to kill the police and therefore taking longer than we would have. We're just only shooting the police that we come across, and that is important that die so that we won't die. It's basically self-defense is the only real violence we're doing now. But yeah. I mean, the hard part, I'm just yapping, because the hard part is over. Like, I'm just yapping, because the hard part's over. We got everything we need. The hard part is over. We did all the strategic stuff. We packed the bags, we threw them the right place, we played the right strategy. Right now, all we're doing is just carrying bags. And I've seen people attempting to do this heist in a loud strategy where they would saw this one guy. I'm not gonna mention his name out of respect for him, but I saw this one guy on YouTube who was playing this exact same map, the Diamond Store, where he was playing a loud strategy where he would be carrying bags like I am, but every time an assault would come across him, every time an assault was start, he would stand in the store, shooting the police and fighting off each assault wave, which at that point you're just wasting time. And actually, I was wrong to say that we finished our loot, and I'm sorry, because we actually need to loot these too. But I usually loot those on my way out, just telling you. So we've got what looks to be 3 bags left, although don't let it fool you, because sometimes bags stack in a way so that where you can't even see that there are more than 1 bag, but there are actually like 10. So yeah, but no, definitely the Diamond Store is pretty alright to rob. That being every jewelry store, they're pretty easy to pull off. The banks is where it can get hairy. See, this is what I'm talking about with them coming away into the back room. Although, I don't think that they can get in between in there where we keep the bags, in between these where the cabinets were, but beats me, maybe they can. Either way, if they take our bag, all they will do with it, this is actually important to say because I mentioned that some police officers can take your bags and then carry them. All they'll do is they'll take your bag outside the store through the front entrance and put it next to their police car that's outside, where you can then go pick it up. So it's not as if the police take your bag, you lost it. It's the sheer 10 seconds or 10-20 seconds that it takes for you to walk. It's just 10-20 seconds it takes for you to walk outside by the police car and grab the bag. Now that I have the last bag, I'm just gonna make sure, because this is the last bag that I laid out, I'm gonna just walk around the store, just run around real quick, spend like a minute, 30 seconds, a minute, just doing this, just running around, just checking, did I get everything? And when I make sure that the store is empty, I leave. See, these that we forgot in the first time around, that's why I check around for to you know, just to see if there's anything we should have missed. When I'm sure of that, I run to the car, toss this in, and I leave. And we should get max pay. We won't get max experience because sorry. To get max experience, you would have to do stealth, which you can see here failed. But $726,118 from the diamond store. That's a pretty fucking good haul. Our contract money was $5,500. That was our goal. That's what we had to get, was $5,500. $5,500 was the minimum. We walked away with a grand total of $409,425 dues. That is how this strategy does. That is how good this strategy is. And it's not the whole strategy yet, because there's also the aspect of this strategy that is banks. Now, banks are a whole different story than a jewelry store. It's a completely different ballpark because of the fact that you have to get a drill, you have to break a safe with the drill while keeping the cops off the drill so that they can't disable it, and you also have to, when you get in, not only pack the money that's on the counter that's in the safe, you also have to crack the deposit boxes, which is why for the bank it is important that you have the saw as your gadget. Now, the saw can be purchased through the purchase store of gadgets. If you don't have the saw, if you don't have the saw, you can use my strategy to play the diamond store and the jewelry store. That's this one and that's this one. You can play those until you eventually have enough money to buy the saw, which you will need to play this strategy in a bank, at least for the full effect. So we are going to put our tactic to loud. Difficulty is normal, tactic is loud, and I'm going to put it to invite only because I just want to play the AI crew. Now I'm going to start the heist. Meadowland Bank is the one I'm going to use for example, but for this heist you can use any bank. For the last heist you would need to do some modification to play the jewelry shop and not the diamond store. I prefer to play the jewelry shop in stealth, but I will make another video about that. But yeah, the bank strategy you can use on any bank. It doesn't matter. Now, our first order of business for Meadowland Bank is to walk in and just get to the administration's office. Just get to the computer in the office. That's all we need to do. Disregard alerting people, disregard, it does not matter. All we need to do is get in this office and hack this computer as fast as we can. Police will be alerted almost immediately. It does not matter. Hostages do not matter. You have to, because normally in heist games, such as this Payday game and other Payday games, it matters a ton with hostages and police relations and all that stuff. This game, this exact strategy in this game, disregard it completely. It does not matter. Anyway, what we have to do now is wait for this little hack to complete. While we do that, we can fight some cops and just chill. I mean, the first assaults, this is actually something you need to know about assaults. Assaults will get worse and worse. Yeah, and then civilians will lay out here, so don't worry if you hurt a civilian. What you have to know about assaults is that assaults get worse for every one assault. So that means if you stay longer in the bank and then you play, let's say you end up playing 15 assaults, right? Then the assault number 15 will be infinitely harder than assault number 5. So keep that in mind when you play this game. Is just keep the assaults at a minimum. Keep the assaults at a bare minimum. Now, even though there's an assault going on currently, again, like I said, to keep the assaults at a bare minimum, I'm just going to go right ahead and run out here and go to the drill that's stashed right here. Sometimes it's stashed in a pickup truck in the parking lot. Sometimes it's stashed behind or next to the trash cans. It's different every time. Or sorry, dumpsters, not trash cans. But what's not different every time is the vault location. What you'll do is you'll place this drill on the vault, and I recommend to get the skill that is placing and fixing drills faster. If you don't have that skill, it's okay, it's alright, you don't necessarily need it. I'm gonna just move this hostage, just restrain him and move him, because he will get shot, and I already shot a couple of civilians. I don't want to shoot more, so I'm gonna just put him here. Alright, now all we need to do now, until this drill finishes in 152 seconds, is play the game and shoot the cops and make sure the cops don't get to the drill. You're annoying, aren't you? So yeah. In this period of the game, we should just stock up on ammo every once in a while, ammo that the police will drop, and yeah, now it's just about standing here and making sure they don't get to this drill and then fixing it if it breaks. Really just maintaining the drill, which is pretty easy. You probably already know how to do this. And actually, I'm fortunate right now because the police assault just ended. There's someone in trauma team, which are these guys who look like terrorists, which is kind of funny because they're supposed to be cops. But yeah. Oh, and I recommend turning your graphic setting down to below 3 notches, because then smoke grenades will have no effect on you, because smoke will not be rendered, which gives you a sort of an advantage. So that's what I've done anyway. You can see here that my graphic setting is on, yes, 3 notches, and I can turn it down to 1 if I wanted to. You can see if I turn it down way more, it like takes light and stuff. But I like it on 3 because I like these reflections. Actually, for the recording, I might just do that. Oh, there's the reflections. How perfect. Alrighty. Anyway. Oh, and if you're pleased with the new resolution of my videos, 2K or 1440p by 2560, it's because I got a new monitor, so that's nice too. And we've got 46 seconds left on this drill. Now, when the drill finishes, we'll get into the lock. Into the vault. I'll place a sentry down, and we'll just start looting and then throwing the bags in a corner, and then we'll carry them out when we've looted everything. I'm not going to open every single deposit box because, again, like I said, the saw only has ammo to open a limited amount of deposit boxes, and the amount of deposit boxes, or the amount of time it takes to open the rest of the deposit boxes, compared to the amount of money that you get out of it, is not entirely worth it. So I'm gonna have to stick to doing the maximum amount of deposit boxes that the saw can do. So while this heist technically isn't entirely max money, you can totally do that. Your time will just be spent, more time spent. So in the long run, this will still be more efficient. So it's not the most profitable Meadowland Bank heist you can do, but it's the most efficient Meadowland Bank heist you can do. So for now, I'll set up a little sentry right here to just take care of some cops and help my boys do this. Now, being behind a small doorway like this is a very good thing when you're fighting police assaults, because the police can't hit you as much, and you don't have to shoot as much. See, this guy's not even shooting. This is the only guy who's shooting, and then my sentry's outside the door, which means the sentry's field of view isn't limited by the door. Now, I'm putting this main attraction money, which is on this counter that's in the middle of the vault. That's like that's the score. That's what you came here for, right? But then you also have the deposit boxes that are over here on the wall that you can take. Now I'm gonna take the with the amount of deposit boxes I can take from doing this heist a lot of times, many times. Over the time I've been playing, the time I've been playing this game, I have come to learn which deposit boxes of in this vault are the most valuable. So I will be going. I am going to take those. I will be taking those, and specifically those. So it's on this wall, and it is, I believe, this one. This deposit box all the way through this deposit box, so all of these. So I'm just gonna go ahead and crack those, and that matches up with our exact amount of ammo. You see already here, this is the most valuable possible deposit box, is the one with the gold in it. I believe that will set you up, like, I believe that will get you 55,000. See, now I have no more ammo for this. So now I'm just going to start looting. So these things you can just take and they'll go to immediate profits, right? These platinum bars are pretty nice. They're 20,000. These are just more money. You can just grab. So I'm just going to take all these that are just pocketed, just easy grabs. And then I'm going to take everything that can be bagged, which is this and this. Yes, so I'll bag this. Now, it does vary what's in the deposit boxes from time to time, but I like to think that the less bagging you have to do, the more time you do. Therefore, if you just get a bag of gold, it's fine. So I'm going to start with the bag of gold since it's the most important and clearly most valuable of everything I have. You also walk incredibly slow with gold bars because they weigh a lot. So as you can see, right now I'm walking normally, right now I'm sprinting. It's incredible, like how slow you're walking. But you need to be getting the gold because, yeah, 55,000. And now the money doesn't really weigh you down in any major way. So again, like I did with the jewelry store, now the hard part's done. Now this heist is a little more technical, and you can do this through the wall for some reason. I don't know why. So you can shoot him. Use drama team. You can like shoot him through the wall. I don't know why that's a thing, but it is. But yeah, you'll just get, I'll just get carrying these bags out. And actually, right now, it's a good thing if the cops take the bags, because look, see, you remember how I said they carry it to their car? In this case, this will be this car, right? This car is closer to the van than the vault is, which means I would have to run less if the cops carried my bags. So actually, I'm not going to try to prevent them from doing that. I'm going to let them. Because in the long run, even though it might technically seem bad that the police would take your bags, in this heist, in this specific heist, in this specific strategy, in this specific case, it's actually a good thing, because then they'll carry it out here, put it right here, you can take the bag and then go back to the van, which makes your total steps you are going to take, the total amount of travel you have to do to get that bag to the van will be less. Therefore, your total amount of time spent in the game and carrying bags, and your total amount of time spent on the heist will be less. which is a good thing, a very good thing for this game and for the strategy. The strategy is a strategy that I personally actually I made myself. I constructed the strategy myself on the basis of efficiency, which in games like this, to me, what I mean by efficiency is time spent compared to output in money, which this strategy happens to be very efficient in that area. Of course, if you want to be ammo efficient, you go stealth. If you want to be, I don't know, crew efficient, which would mean just using less people, then you also go stealth probably. But there's a ton of stuff like, but general efficiency, which to me is more money and less time spent. This is the way to go. My favorite bank to do is usually Meadowland because it's one of the banks that'll get you the most. That and Downtown Bank. I do those because those are the banks that'll get you the most money. The other bank is a little weird. I don't even remember what it's called. And then my favorite jewelry store would be the Diamond Store, because in the one that's called the Jewelry Shop, you have to open saves with drills, which means that this strategy in a jewelry store where you both have to break cabinets and open safes, then this strategy actually isn't the best. The best strategy for that will be my own my stealth strategy, the one that I built for that place specifically for stealth in a jewelry store that I built. That strategy, which I'll be sharing with you guys in a future video, but not right now. Anyhow, I am basically just, again, like I said, in the Diamond Store. What I'm doing is not fighting off every wave like some people will tell you to do in Loud Heist. No, what I'm doing is I'm essentially just shooting the cops that I absolutely have to not die myself, which would to some people and to the general definition of self-defense just be just that, self-defense. So yes, that is what I'm doing. I'm defending myself against these police officers without it taking up too much time. I don't just shoot them to do it. I actually do it because it makes sense. And this is the second to last bag, so I'm not going to shoot this many cops in this run because I actually want them to carry that last bag out. Now this heist obviously takes longer because you have to open the safe with the drill. So this is going to be more close to 15 minutes than to 10 minutes, like the other one was closer to. As far as I remember, at least. I didn't really look at the time, but it's still going to get you more money than the previous heist we did. So, and this isn't max. You could stay and open the rest of the deposit boxes, but to me, in the time spent and all that, it isn't worth it. So I'm gonna escape right now, and I would guess around 600k, $864,150. Now it is possible if you would have opened those if you would have taken 10 extra minutes, if you would have taken 10 minutes extra to open every single one of those rest of those deposit boxes that we couldn't get up with the saw, you would have gotten 1.1 million. But if you look at how much money we got in 15 minutes, or 14 minutes in this case, but just say 15 for simplicity, if you look at how much money we got in 15 minutes, which right here, how much money we got in 15 minutes, and then you look at how much money we could have got on top, which would have been around those 300,000. we could have got on top if we spent another 10 minutes. You have to be able to see this, that with 800,000 in 15 minutes, that is still way more per the amount of time than it would be if you were to spend the extra 10 minutes, which leads me to conclude that you don't spend the extra time. Like, for me, it doesn't make sense to spend the extra time, because if I wanted that extra money, if I wanted to crack that million, I'd just do another heist, and then I get even more money. That is my notoriety, a payday experience strategy to earn the most money in the most amount of time, or in the least amount of time. Now, that was what I have for you guys today. I appreciate you guys watching. And before I end this off, I just gotta show you that I'm not lying when I say it's a good strategy. $19,655,051 is in my current account. With that said, I appreciate you guys a lot for watching. That's what I have for you today. I would appreciate if you would watch another video of mine, because they are good. I don't have other videos on notoriety just yet, but I do, however, have videos on other topics. Without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. Thank you guys for watching.